What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new live stream. Hope everyone is doing well. And yeah, hope everyone's having a good week. Get my phone hooked up on the charger. 1 second. There we go. I think we should be good. All righty. Let's catch up with the chat. What's up, Roundtable? Bonsai Melissa. Nico. Ready for fall? Yes, because I'm in Arizona and this weather has been brutal. Like, the heat is ridiculous. So I'm ready for the fall, ready for the weather to cool down. I'm ready for football to come back. I'm ready for NFL to come back. Not going to lie, I don't blame Tori joining Cobra Kai. All right. Yeah, I agree. It's probably the worst decision of her life. And that's saying a lot because she's made a lot of bad decisions throughout the show. Christian family, I don't remember you, but what's up? Yeah, we could check it out later. Let's see. Do you think Kenny? No, he's not joining Cobra Kai. See that happening, and watch Party's video on it. He explains why it's not happening. Yeah, and they already have their team established. So, and Kenny's connection was Silver. Season 4, Kreese had no interest in having Kenny in Cobra Kai. My week's going good. How about yours, bro? So Dragonfire and then Jahira. But let's add Melissa in.
Bonsai.
Yeah,
I agree. Tori already lost the moment she decided to join Cobra Kai, rejoin Cobra Kai. Like she already lost.
Like, yeah, agreed.
Now that's not me. Now, I understand her reasons. Don't get me wrong. I understand and I respect her reasons. But she already lost.
Yeah. But figured we kick off this stream with a tier list. We haven't done one of these in a while. But
awesome.
So I made this. You can check it out if you want to. But Cobra Kai season 6 part 1 character tier rankings. So this isn't
awesome.
Judged on how good. So this isn't about like how good they are as a fighter. We'll do that another time.
Yeah.
This is judging off their character arc so far, and this is just based off of part 1. So yeah, pretty much gathered like all the characters that I felt like were relevant and were like played an important part in the story so far. So without further ado, let's get into it. We'll start off with Miguel.
I would put him in S.
I'm leaning towards A or B.
A?
I'm leaning towards A.
Yeah, I could say that.
Like,
I could see that.
He's like his character is like good so far. It's just like his motivation, like he wants to.
Yeah, compared to the others, yeah, it kind of like his motivation, like for wanting to get into college, which I understand, and that's great motivation, but it's kind of like
I respect it.
But, yeah, it's just not a. It's just
like I kind of like I want his arc to be more than that.
Yeah,
and like.
That's what I mean. It's like it's not really
a season 4. Daniel, yeah, and like Daniel said, like I never went to college, and I was hoping that would set something up and like get him to realize like college is not that important, and you don't have to go to college to be successful. Obviously. Like we still got 2 parts to go, so by the time part two here, but
Robbie?
for now I'm keeping them there.
Yeah, I would say
I
Robbie
liked
is
what they did in episode one. However, after episode one, they kind of just fuck off. Like they don't really do that much with him.
yeah. See,
Like I
but
still,
that's
like I still love Robbie. He's still my second favorite character in the show.
yeah,
But I was just hoping we'd see more.
yeah. You know what? I was
Like
just gonna
they
say,
really
like,
don't do that much with him.
yeah, like him and Sam. I would agree. Him and Sam, I don't really have arcs in part one. That's why I think that part two is going to be their arcs.
Yeah. Like after episode one, they really don't do that much with him until
Yeah.
episode
He
5
didn't
when they
really
show
have.
the
Yeah, he didn't really
flashbacks
have an
of
arc. He
him
was just like Sam. He
coming
was just
in
there.
second, like the flashbacks of him losing 2 All Valley finals.
Yeah, I mean, good growth.
Like him just being
but
sick and tired of finishing second, and he just wants to like win for once, which
I
is
mean, good
cool. But
growth.
like, he was in
Good
episode
growth
2
is
for like
pretty.
he was in episode 2 for like 5 seconds, then he just fucks off, and then
Yeah.
he and McGill are in episode 3 for like 15 seconds, and then they just fuck off because that episode was focused on the girls mostly.
Yeah.
And then like in episode 4 for a little bit. Well, he actually gets a decent amount of screen time in episode 4, but they
Yeah.
really don't do that much with him. And like episode 5, they do more with him, and it gets the captain spot, which is awesome. And he actually
good
beats
growth.
Miguel convincingly
Maturity.
this time. I'm like, finally, he beats Miguel convincingly.
Yeah. I mean, good growth and maturity, I'd say that. But like I said, like he and Sam didn't really have arcs. They were just mostly just like there. Like Sam was just like there with Tori's arc and Tristan's in the backstage. And just like Miguel and Robbie was there with like Sam and like with like Tori and Miguel's arc, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like he displayed excellent growth and maturity, but it's like he didn't really have much of an arc. And if you're gonna have us convinced that he's gonna win the second tech guy, that he deserves to win the second tech guy in part 2, or that he needs to win it, which we're already convinced. But if you're gonna display that in part 2, he needs an arc.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
You can't just have him win it.
What's up?
Hey Tristan.
Hey.
Good timing. We've only done Miguel and Robbie so far, but
Are you doing character arc rankings?
Yeah, just based on part 1. This, and like, keep in mind, people, that this is just season 6, part 1. It's not judging it off like the whole show. It's just solely the 5 episodes and the first part of season 6.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like any character like this season that actually had like an ST arc.
I would say Tori if you ask me.
Hey Tori.
Next we got Sam. I would say
like
so. Next we got Sam. I'm putting her in B, and this is subject to change when, like I said, part 2. But she really has not done that much besides forgiving Tori and all that. Like I was just and like helping Tori in episode 1, calm Kenny down. She just really has not done that much. Like she's in episode 2 for like 12 seconds, then she fucks off, and then episode 3 she gets a little more shine, and then episode 4,
show us reasons.
like episode 4, she's kind of just there. Like she doesn't do anything like bad, but like she doesn't do much. And then like episode 5, like she doesn't really have an arc. She just like says like when Daniel asks her, like, what are you fighting for? And she's like, I just want closure. I'm like, that's it?
Yeah.
And I like her character so far. Like I think she's progressed. I think she's progressed a lot, while most of the other characters have regressed. Like she's not backtracking. She's not backtracking to old season 2, season 5 Sam of like I can't believe you do that. How dare you?
Yeah.
And like the chosen one said, she's going to be the most focused one out of the Sekai Tekai.
Yeah.
And now it's personal. I guarantee you she's getting an arc in part 2. She and Robbie, they're getting their arcs in part 2, and I guarantee we're going to be putting them in S.
Yeah.
And Miguel
I'm
too.
sure. Yeah, I'm sure.
Like
I'm sure by the time part 2 comes out, I'm sure she'll move up to S tier, and I don't give a frick what the Sam haters have to say.
It's too undeniable at this point. Tori is in Cobra Kai. It's personal now for her and Robbie. Personal.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Now they're getting arcs. Like Sam's gonna do everything. Like Robbie's gonna fight for Tori, and Sam's gonna fight for Tori, and Sam's gonna do everything she can to try to get Tori out of there. I said on the Chosen One's live, she's gonna be fighting for that whole tournament, even if it means fighting against Tori, which she'll inevitably have to do. But she's gonna be fighting for, and Robbie's gonna be fighting for. Sam's gonna be fighting for her dojo, for her family, and now for Tori, because she's tired of everybody of Cobra Kai taking away everybody she cares about. Like she lost her boyfriend. She almost lost her boyfriend to Cobra Kai. She almost lost her ex-boyfriend to Cobra Kai. She almost lost her father to Terry Silver, which also counts to Cobra Kai. Her parents' marriage almost fell apart because of Cobra Kai. And now Tori, I don't know if they're necessarily like best of friends. I wouldn't exactly put that. I think that was a little bit much. I liked it. I like the execution of it. I like the execution of where they forgive each other and all that, but I think them making them friends was a little bit too quick. If you have to ask me, if it I wish they should have expanded on that more. But now Tori, she's going to be fighting for her to get her out of there, and she's going to see that the only way to do that is for her to beat Tori on the mat, even if it means to stop Cobra Kai by beating Tori. That's the only way. She's going to do what she has to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She hasn't been terrible. She just hasn't been great either. But it's only 5 episodes, so we'll see how she progresses. Next is Tori.
I'd put
y'all
her
are going to call me wild for this, but I'm putting her in S tier. And
I think it's wild.
I think
wild will make her feel perfect. It's just her joining Cobra Kai. Besides that, I love it.
I think Peyton's acting warrants that because
phenomenal.
Her acting was so good, like probably the best of her career, and that's saying a lot because she's had a lot of great performances throughout her career. But just like the emotion she shows when her mom passes, it's heartbreaking because finally things are going her way and things are going right for her.
Yeah, and then Chris enters her life. Life goes to hell.
Her life was finally going in a positive direction, and she was becoming a better person. And then the only parent she had in her life is gone. The one person she's been fighting for is gone, and now
and then Chris enters her life. Yeah, and you know what happened? And when did that happen after? Like, when did that happen after?
Right after.
That happened after who showed up back in her life.
Yeah, of course. When Kreese pops back up, everything goes downhill.
Yeah, that's the saying. Her life was going great. Everything was
Kreese is literally a bad luck charm.
Better. Yeah, no, he's like a drug. Like seriously, when you have him in your life, run the other direction. Don't run. Like get out of there. Like.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
other her rejoining Cobra Kai, I think she has been
everything
the
was
best
perfect about
character.
her arc, like emotional,
Yeah, I think
acting.
like besides her rejoining, I
Yeah, and
think
then the
she has been the
flashback
best
flashback
character
added
so
to
far.
it.
Yes, finally we got that because I've been asking for that for so long, and we finally got it. But yeah, I mean, when TCK is saying that like she's the best character in the season so far, and TCK even said himself he was never the biggest Tory fan until like season 5.
Yeah, before I opened up to her more, I still wasn't fully, but season 5 was like, yeah, I like her character now. Now I love her character.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. Like, I wasn't the biggest Tory fan in seasons 2 and 3, but season 4 they brought me over to her corner. That's what did it. Like, I love Tori now, and she belongs in S tier. She belongs in S tier after this, especially in episode 5.
Yeah. All right. Next we got Hawk. He's going in B tier because they have not done much with him, and they've been just kicking him down the road. Now, to be fair, as soon as Miguel and Robbie got on the same page, you knew he was going to be
understandable, but how is he not in the top 6? I know we keep saying
yes, that is a big problem. He should have a guaranteed spot because he's the defending.
He should have to just join because Tori left.
Like, here's the list.
Now he's Tori's backup. Like,
right.
That's just ridiculous.
That's like making Patrick Mahomes like Lamar a backup or something.
Here's the top list that should have been. It should have been Sam, Robbie, Miguel, Hawk, and Dimitri, and Tori.
Yeah.
There is your top fighters.
I guess they wanted to try to make it interesting by having other fighters.
I get them trying to add arc.
I
get them trying to add drama.
It's okay to be simple. We can have our 6. It's okay.
Yeah,
it's like having Patrick Mahomes backup.
Yeah, and if anybody knows NFL, it's like having Lamar Jackson out of the All-Pro team or something.
Right.
That's so ridiculous.
I mean, it's like if you're gonna have seriously, how is he not on anyone's? How is he not on Johnny and Daniel? Well, no, he was on Daniel's list. How is he not on Johnny's list? Seriously.
Yeah. Also, after season 3, why does Johnny just stop giving a shit about Hawk? Like, seriously.
Oh, it's one of your main students.
Like, he was like his 3rd student. Like, what the heck?
I know.
Yeah, he left him out of his top 6. There's no way, dude. Johnny, come on, really.
I know.
Yeah, and you had Devin as your top choice. Like, freaking
Devin. You're really gonna tell me Devin is over Hawk?
And he complained about Daniel's numbering.
I mean, Daniel wasn't good either. He put Anthony in, but still,
both of them were just
Daniel's was more accurate than Johnny's.
At least he put Hawk in that team. So.
Right, that's what I mean. Daniel was more accurate than Johnny. Johnny's was.
The only problem I had with Daniel is he put Anthony over Tori.
He didn't have Tori.
That was just a joke.
I like how Johnny said it.
That's like starting Mac Jones over freaking Pat Mahomes.
Right.
That's ridiculous.
Exactly. He should have had.
I like how freaking Johnny said if she was in there back in the day, Mr. Miyagi would pick her over you.
I don't know. I don't know about that, but
that's how aggressive she is. I'm like,
right. I don't know about that. I think he probably would have. I think Mr. Miyagi would have been more successful.
Obviously he probably over exaggerating. But she's more fierce.
Yeah, but I think that Mr. Miyagi would have been more successful in toning Tori down a bit.
Yeah.
I don't know if he would have picked her over Daniel, but honestly, I agree. Here's how the list should have gone. And this is not the numbering. This is not favorites or anything like that. I'm just talking about the core. I'm just talking about the core. Sam, Robbie, Miguel, Tori, Hawk, and Dimitri. There's your top 6.
That's common sense because those 6 are the most experienced fighters.
Right. Now, if you want to add Anthony, Devin, and Kenny as backup, that's fine.
They're your reserves.
Right.
The main 6 because they've been in the show, well, except Tori, since season 1, and they're the most experienced fighters, and they're the older.
Right.
They're they're like a year or two older than obviously Devin, Anthony, and Kenny. So like it's just common sense to have your most experienced fighters in like a world tournament.
Right.
And you should bring the younger fighters as like backups in case you get hit with the injury bug. Like it's common sense, and that goes for like any sports league. But
that's if
anyway,
they have
moving on.
I mean, can do backups.
Dimitri also going in B tier. They haven't done that. They haven't done that much with him, and like I like the confidence booster, but now he's doing too much, and that's going to be his downfall in part 2.
And he was
especially
if
he matches up with Kwan. The difference is Kwan can back it up, and I'm not saying Dimitri's not skilled or talented at all. He is. Yeah. It's just Kwan is just way more determined. He's way more ruthless. He has no moral centers. He does not freaking care.
Dimitri's going to go in very cocky.
He has no heart. Kwan has no heart. None at all.
Yeah, he has zero heart. Instead, he just rips that heart out.
Yep.
So
I'm really interested to see what I'm really interested in seeing him and Miguel and Robbie just like fight like separately, but like I'm interested in seeing him fight Robbie in the tournament. I'm interested to seeing him fighting Miguel outside of the tournament, and just like really seeing how it goes. She's fighting against all heart. We're all heart fighting against no heart.
Yeah. All right, next we got Kenny. I'm putting him in C. Because they have not done that much, like except for episode 1.
After like episode 1,
and like like after episode 4, he just fucks off.
Like after 1, he like his character.
They're like, oh, where's Kenny? Like Devin's like, oh, where's Kenny? I'm like, be quiet. Like
why would you say?
I don't know
what the fuck you did.
It's like episode 1, they actually gave him a nice story.
Episode 1, you just feel like his character just disappeared. He was just in the background.
Yeah, they just
I'd honestly say for Devin,
like after giving him after they gave him like after season 5 giving him way too much of a buff, they like downgrade him too much. I'm like okay,
where's the Robbie and Kenny scenes? Why do they have no scenes together?
And like instead of like having Robbie, they have Robbie give him a fist bump. I'm like, screw that, give him a damn hug. Like Jesus,
give him a hug. Or after he shit himself, why is Robbie not going after him? Like, dude, are you okay? You just let him go.
Like, I don't like that they're doing that with Robbie, because they're not having him go after Kenny after that incident. They're not having him go after Tori after finding out her mom freaking ass. Like it's like they're making Robbie look like a bad boyfriend or friend. Like it's ridiculous.
I know.
Yeah.
And, like he didn't even go after
and you're just
her.
adding fuel into. You're just feeding the Robbie.
Never try to talk to either
Tori
of them.
wasn't answering her phone calls. When Tori wasn't answering his phone calls or text messages, why didn't he go over to her house? Like,
I bet she probably texted him right away since they're together, probably.
But it's like he should have when Tori doesn't respond, something's wrong.
Or like when she left, after she left the dojo, you tell me he didn't go after her. Like, what if she did something bad to herself?
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Go after her.
But I mean, it's like when Tori wasn't responding to any of his text messages, or calls, why didn't he go to her house? Like, seriously. When Tori doesn't respond to anyone's phone calls or text messages, something's wrong, and that's usually at that point means that something bad is about to happen to Tori.
Yeah.
Or to somebody else. Yeah. Because of Tori.
But next we got Devin. I don't care. She's going in D.
Yeah.
She's going in D. Now, I was an advocate for her character before the part came out. I was like, I felt like she was one of my favorites. Not getting talked about enough. I think she's actually a pretty solid character. But after this season, I have lost all respect for the character.
I can't look at her.
What the fuck?
Dude, she was actually one of my stand-ups
she
before
was
that shit she did
like
to Kenny.
episode 3, she was fine, and then
Yeah, I
episode
actually
4,
liked her
she's just
character.
doing way too much. She's pushing herself way too hard. I'm like,
Like,
it's a
she-
world tournament. Relax. It's not your time yet. Be
right.
patient.
And not only that, she was
And then-
complaining when Mike wasn't giving her so much attention. Like, that should be that should be a motivation for her to do better. Not like she becomes so
like,
used to
stop
her
complaining.
right?
Or he
Like,
could
her
just tell you that picking you, like you're trying to be like, oh, pay attention to me, pay attention to me. He could just tell you that kind of.
Yeah,
It's
like, he's
notice
being
me,
way
notice
too
me,
desperate.
Notice me. Like, notice me.
And he's not biased. He if he sees you, he'll see you.
Like, it was
You get mad at Johnny. He's the one that distracted him when he probably would have saw you do stuff.
Yeah,
yeah,
it was like,
it was just ridiculous.
and it's like so ridiculous that like, she's so used to her senseis praising her. Like, we get the one sensei that doesn't, she like freaks out.
Johnny usually criticizes people a lot, but I feel like maybe with her, he probably doesn't. He always like hypes her up too much to the point where he doesn't like give her discipline enough. Like, maybe.
See, that's like where Johnny
like Johnny was just being way too desperate to get her.
I'm like,
in.
dude, do you not discipline her? Do you not like humble her?
I'm like, dude, you have. I'm
like,
dude. I'm like, dude, you have plenty of other students who are better than her and deserve to be in there.
I understand you're just trying to like defend his students.
And like, she just like she's just whining like a brat. She's like, oh, Sam and Tori get credit for being fierce.
They're the most experienced.
They're better than you. They both whooped your ass.
So I understand her attitude about her wanting like to do good and like be a winner, but like you gotta like relax.
But see, it takes that line that she said to Kim about wanting to be a champion her own way. You know, like that it takes it away.
Yeah.
Like, it completely undoes her arc and her arc of both season 5. You know, like, she wanted to be a champion, but she wanted to get there the right way, and season 6 part 1 kind of took that away.
Yeah.
And undid that. And I don't like that.
Just like the stuff she does to Kenny is just so out of character. And she now she's
making it seem like Anthony did it.
And then she lets Anthony take the fall for it, and you know that's gonna cause problems.
I'm so proud of yourself, like going to the tournament like that, knowing that you didn't.
That's gonna cause problems between Kenny and Anthony, and you better bet your ass that Sean's gonna get involved.
Yeah, and this time, and it's bad because this time, no Robbie, no Sam, no Miguel, no Daniel, no Hawk, no Johnny to back up Anthony.
Yeah, like he's got nobody now.
Right.
So all bets are off.
Yeah.
But moving on, Anthony, I'm putting him in C.
He's above Devin now.
He hasn't really done that much, but I felt like he's been a solid character throughout. First 5 episodes. He's actually participating in karate, so I am gonna give him credit for that.
He's
really, and I do like how they show that he's still not on Kenny's level yet. I'm glad they showed that. Still.
Yeah.
But moving on to Johnny. I love Johnny. I'm gonna put him in A tier.
I don't know if he has like an F tier arc, so I don't know.
The reason for this is because he has regressed, and then
regressing.
You know, like I like some of like the comedy stuff like he does, but some of it's just unnecessary, and he's just being an idiot. Like you like an episode 2, like you want to do everything you can to like help Carmen and your family, give a better life and like get more, make more money so you can buy another nice house. In episode 5, you throw all that away and just act like a freaking man-child and go, I'm quitting Russo Auto. Louis, let's go discuss your future.
Well, I mean, like, he almost.
Bro,
he
what
almost
the hell are you doing?
He almost threw it away.
I get Johnny like kind of immature, but come on, that's too much.
And thankfully Amanda was able to snap him out of it, and she's like, "You're acting like an idiot." Like
that's what I mean. It's like, and good for Amanda. I liked her. I liked her this season. I'm glad I've liked her so much better. She was so much better than last season, and than season 5. She's so much better. I liked her a lot in part 1.
I mean, season 5, there's only like one scene where she annoyed me. Is when she left. I was like,
yeah.
But part 1, first half of
like Johnny's had like moments.
I understand, like Daniel,
Johnny's
like,
had
I
his
feel like
moments. I just like don't agree with what Johnny's doing. Like he's trying to like amp up Sam and Tori again, trying to get them to fight again over ridiculous reasons.
I get he was trying to like make them want to fight again, like practice
Johnny
training.
doesn't.
But, like,
the problem is that Johnny doesn't realize how dangerous Sam and Tori are when they hate each other.
Yeah.
He doesn't realize how
we want them to be friends now. I thought we wanted them to be.
They're way more dangerous than Miguel and Robbie. They're way more dangerous than Miguel and Robbie.
Yeah, because and like
you could argue that
him kind of egging on the Tori and Sam club, like, dude, you're not making it. You're making it worse, dude.
Because you could argue that Miguel and Robbie don't really mean it when they go after each other the way that they do. Sam and Tori mean it when they do. That's a fact. So
it's not like he was like egging on the Sam and Tori fight too. Like,
they don't
dude, she's clearly not in the right headspace, dude. Like, really.
Just like it was not the time nor the place, and
and I understand
he just argues with Daniel like again, and then he takes this as an opportunity to take a jab at Miyagi's like I'm so sick and tired of hearing that name. You act like he's a perfect angel, but he was a liar and a thief. He deserved to get punched in the face. I don't care what.
That's what he wanted, and that's what he wanted when he agreed to start embracing Miyagi-Do.
Hey, look, does Daniel get annoying when he always brings up Miyagi? Sometimes, yeah, he does. But like,
he even said in episode 1, I want to make sure that it's your sense's legacy that lives on, not Kreese's.
Yeah, what happened to that, John?
Right.
Yeah, then he just throws that away too. Like it's just really weird.
Look, does Daniel get annoyed when he always brings up Miyagi and almost everything? Yes, he does. But like you shouldn't have said that. Dude. He's cool.
I mean, honestly,
like that was just way out of line.
Why? Yeah. Johnny should understand why. The man saved his life. I mean, yeah, he talks about all this time Miyagi like kicked his butt and beat him up. Have you once heard him say about Miyagi saving his life?
Yeah.
Ever once.
He's never addressed
I feel like he forgets about that. Like,
right. And he needs to remember that.
Yeah, and he should remember it because if it never happened, he wouldn't be alive. Like, let's just be honest.
He wouldn't be standing there, and he wouldn't be having the family that he wouldn't be standing there calling him a liar and a thief, and he wouldn't be having the family that he's always dreamt of having.
Yeah, so just absolutely disrespectful. And then he's like after the tournament, you and I are done. I'm like, really?
Like, I would get annoyed too at Daniel if he brought me Miyagi almost every single sentence, but like, dude, you didn't have to say that how he was.
Yeah, and I've seen the memes everywhere. Like, you can't do that. That's not the Miyagi-Do way.
Is it a little annoying?
Can I just address this? Wait. Can I just address this? McPizzas to respond to that. Yes, they addressed it, but Daniel mentioned it. Johnny just didn't argue. And it would be nice.
He mentioned it, but Johnny didn't say anything.
He's like, that wasn't the first time.
Right.
And then Johnny just shuts up and takes he picks up the paintbrush and then what he was doing.
And Johnny needs to remember it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean,
so we got Daniel.
Miyagi memes are funny.
I'd put him in A.
I hate to say it, but Daniel's kind of regressed too since season 5. But I do think he's been better than Johnny in this season. Like he's just like him bringing up like, oh, Mr. Miyagi this, Mr. Miyagi that. Like it gets annoying.
I would get annoyed
to be fair.
But
to be fair, the man was a father figure to him. So you can kind of understand
like when Johnny and Daniel argued, I don't think he should have said that was the Miyagi-Do way. He should have said that's not how I teach my students. He shouldn't have said that.
He was just
like Miyagi taught his students as a student.
Like I was, mostly like whenever they argued this season, I was on Daniel's side, especially with the Tory stuff. Like Miyagi-Do does not fight with anger and aggression. Like,
And Tori was
you're
not, and
supposed.
Johnny had
It's
no. I'm
about
sorry,
like
Johnny had no right
inner
to.
peace, balance, and inner peace
Yeah,
is what
and I'm
literally
Miyagi-Do.
sorry,
agreed to that. He agreed. Johnny agreed to that.
and I'm sorry.
Yeah,
But and I know this is gonna really make Sam haters angry, but Johnny had no right to offer Sam up as a punching bag to Tori.
well, that's
I'm sorry,
facts.
he had
That's
no,
common sense.
no. He what he do to
Like, I
Sam?
don't think people would do that in the real world. Like, if
And
you
in
offer up
all
someone as a
honesty, he should
punching bag, you're a
understand,
psycho.
right? In all honesty, he should understand where Daniel's coming from. He's a father too.
Yeah,
Would he do that with Miguel or Robbie? Or even this new,
yeah,
and he's gonna have a daughter himself. He should
yeah,
understand where Daniel was coming from in that sense.
yeah. Like, yeah, like
Yeah.
Johnny like has like a point, but like that's freaking Daniel's daughter, dude. Like, how do you think
Right.
he's gonna
I
react?
get what Johnny was saying, but she's
Right.
literally
I
not in
get
the
it
right
too.
headspace. Like
I
she's not
get
Yeah,
in the
it.
right
like,
headspace, and you're egging it on. Well,
and like Sam's not a freaking punching bag. She's a human
Right.
being.
Exactly. And I hate to break this to Johnny, but no matter what his beef is with Daniel, Sam is his student. Tori's not his only female student. Sam is his student too. Not
Yeah.
just Tori. And if you ask me, I think he was being a little bit if you ask me, I think he was being a little bit biased himself because I mean,
Yeah.
which is understandable. I get that he was in Tori's corner because she doesn't have a whole lot of people under her corner. I get
Yeah.
that, and he's trying to do that because she's his son. She's his son's girlfriend, and he appreciates her as a fighter. I get it. I get it. But Sam is his student too, and he
Yeah.
needs to not. And he needs
And
to
it's
check.
like he just like ignored that whole kind of bond they had in season 4. Like, it's
Right.
ridiculous. Like, they replaced that with death, really.
Right. Exactly.
But
I agree.
even on
Now,
the
do I think that Daniel should have hold on just 1 second. Do I think Daniel should have done it, executed it differently when he was telling Tori, the fight's over?
yeah, maybe should have pulled her
Yeah.
to the side or something. But like,
Yeah, I definitely think
but
that. So
honestly, I mean, there's really nothing else he could have done. Honestly,
yeah, I agree with. I think he should have worded it. I think he should have worded it differently, worded it better, executed it better. But he was right to stop that fight.
So pretty much Daniel's problems this season, like he was a little too biased with Anthony, and then he brings up Miyagi way too much in some scenes.
yeah.
Sorry,
But,
CK. I'm
nice
sorry.
to
I had to get that off my chest. I'm really sorry.
The only reason I kind of like the Miyagi storyline is maybe this will show that like Daniel can't always look at him as like a perfect
Yeah.
dude. That's like the only reason I like him.
All right, next we got Chosen, and this one hurts. I'm gonna have to put it top of C. And
there was nothing special.
Reason is because they haven't done anything with him. And like, yeah, like episode 1, like you have him like the stuff with Johnny, and like episode 2 trying to help Johnny find a house and all that. And episode 3 is like saying like Miyagi-Do is the only thing I have. I have nothing in Okinawa. And then like after that, like after like helping Daniel hunt down that like dude who's kind of like connected to Miyagi, he just fucks off to Okinawa, and we don't see him after that.
Yep.
Like, they really don't do anything.
So much potential. Like we could have seen a bond with him and Tori, more interaction.
Yeah.
That's what I was hoping for. I'll be right back. You guys can continue on with the list.
Yeah, it's just like, and I love frickin' Chosen. Like, I love his role in season 3 and 5, and like those roles warrant him, an S tier spot across the show. But this is just based off season 6 so far, and they just have not done that much with him. And like, you have him like fighting with Johnny over a frickin' dojo name, and then I like that they were having him help Johnny find a house, even though they didn't settle on a house. Johnny just moved them into his apartment and just working for Daniel and stuff. And then episode 3, you have him help Amanda and Daniel try to find out more about, Miyagi's past, because they find the box. And after that, he just sits on the bed and looks up Okinawa tickets, and then that's it. We don't see him after that. Like, we don't see him. Like, they don't even address it in episode 4. Like, Daniel's like, Sensei Chosen's going to be away for a while, so here's Sensei Barnes or whatever.
Could have showed a scene of him leaving.
Yeah, like they don't do any of that. Like, they just he just fucks off. Like,
wanted him to say goodbye. I mean, bye to the students.
Like, he doesn't even say goodbye to them. He's just like, bam, that's it. And I hope that he turns around in like the next 2 parts, because we do know, thanks to Inside the Dojo, that he does link up with them at the Saikai Taikai, which is good because they're going to need him, because they're so off balance right now because there's so much drama going on. They're going to need his services so they can win the tournament, like, badly. And he might have to teach them some brutal techniques because of Quan alone, just to take him down.
Yeah.
Like, Chosen may know something that can beat them. So I'm just saying, because like he knew a lot of stuff that Daniel didn't. So I'm just saying that they're gonna need him badly for this tournament.
But yeah, I agree.
But yeah, but next we got Mike Barnes. You can all call me wild for this. I'm putting him in S tier, and the reason for that.
Oh damn! I didn't even think that far.
Is because he has such an impact in episode 4, and yes, like, he's just in one episode, but that one episode he serves as a major impact. Like I love what they did with this character in episode 4. Where like he's still upset because Silver burned his business down, and now like he's back into karate, and it's like it's just so off for him. And then like he's just like he's going in there as like an unbiased, person, and like try to form like the best, team possible. And it's why Johnny annoyed me so much. I'm like, just let him do his job. Like,
why are you like trying to make him focus on this one person? He's not biased. He doesn't know any of them. Why would he be biased?
Yeah, like he has no connection to the kids. So
and you
just let him do his
job. He's probably gonna want to pay attention less for if you keep doing that.
Yeah, because like he's actually doing a job, and like
he was actually
and
being
like
fair.
he's
he was unbiased.
Yeah,
and that's
like he was using
Daniel brought him in.
Yeah, and like he was using common sense. He's like, well, top 4 is pretty obvious: Robbie, Sam, Tori, Miguel. Like he knew what the top 4 would be.
Now,
and
going on that,
if it weren't for Johnny picking a fight with him, then he probably would have picked Hawk and Dimitri as like the last 2 to make the team. And like then you would have had your team right there.
Yep.
But instead, Johnny has to take it way too personal, and he's like, I could show you some power and stuff. And like that fight was awesome. Don't get me wrong. Where like Mike Barnes is like, your karate's a joke. I own you. Like that was hilarious. And
and
something
else too is like we all thought from the clip.
Especially with Chosen being away in Okinawa, like we mentioned before. They needed Mike badly. They needed his, because he's a national champion, so it would make sense to like use his experience to help the kids,
Something else I wanted to add.
But moving on to Kreese, I honestly don't know where to put him, because
I didn't hate or love his arc.
I felt like he's had a good arc, I guess. I don't think it's amazing, but I don't think it's bad either. Like I just
pretty much he broke out of jail from the tournament.
I guess he's been like a good antagonist, I guess.
I
guess A tier. I mean, he's been a good antagonist. He's been a good antagonist, but
Yeah, I would put him in A. But something else I wanted to add too. We all thought when we saw the clip of when we all saw the sneak peek of Mike Barnes, we all thought that Daniel was going to be the one that gives Mike Barnes a hard time, but it was Johnny.
Yeah.
How do you like them apples?
Yeah, because like he was like, you came to me, like it's my way or the highway. So I thought, oh, Daniel and Mike might not be on the same page 100%, but no, it was Johnny who was causing the problems. But yeah, with Kreese, I like some of the flashbacks, and he's been like a good antagonist. It's just some of the stuff with him is just kind of ridiculous, like him getting bit by a cobra, and then him like just
some of that cobra did not kill him,
and like just him just being too stubborn in his like old age, and like just fighting off, and he's like
just roaming around too. Like, dude, aren't you on the run?
And like he hallucinates Johnny in the Cobra Kai gi. He's like, "You're the only one I've ever shown mercy to. Now I'm not going to do that anymore." I'm like, did you forget that you showed Tori mercy by letting her fight her own way, by putting your dojo on the line?
Yeah.
Just for her to do what she wanted to do.
Right.
And like have her fight by her own morals. So did you forget about that?
Yeah, I know.
Like it's like
so are you good or bad, Kreese? Like what do you want?
Like he showed mercy to Tori, but he never showed any mercy to Johnny.
Yeah.
None.
Yeah, like you tried to choke him out twice.
Yeah.
Like what are you talking about? Like
that poison must have done something to Kreese's brain. Whatever's left of it, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah. Next is Kim Dayoon. I don't even know. Like she's going in like C or B because like I do like the backstory, like the flashbacks of like her getting abused by her grandfather, and like Kreese sticking up for her is cool.
Yeah.
I probably like her.
She's not as threatening.
I like her
so far.
I like her more than Anthony because I just think she's more interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's not as villainy as I thought she would be so far this season.
Yeah, because she really hasn't done that much.
I feel like she's getting more bossed around by Kreese than she looks. Obviously, her grandfather bosses her around too.
Yeah, and like Kreese is more on the same page with her than he was with Silver in season 4, which is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I think we'll see more of that like villainous side of her in the next 2 parts. Like, because like right now she kind of looks like a saint. If I'm being honest, like she doesn't seem that bad.
She didn't look too hard on her students or something. I thought she'd be like really like
except for Quan.
Well, because he was acting up, but
she was looking down on Quan, and then when Quan beat her best student, she just looked heartbroken. Like she wasn't even proud of Quan. She just looked heartbroken.
It's kind of like she was way easier on them than she was on the American students. I think she's like prejudiced against Americans.
Yeah. She doesn't seem like too hard on her students. She actually seemed really chill with them.
Well, because they're not.
Even though she likes Kreese and he's an American, but okay.
Right.
But next we got Kim Sung Young, S tier. No, I'm just kidding.
He's like a C or D chair.
The fact that this guy is still alive is ridiculous. Like
how?
Like,
I mean, I'd put him in D.
I think I'm gonna put him in.
Too much. He didn't really do much.
Yeah, it's still like he still had like an impact. Like the scene that he's in, I'll take over Devin. Like I don't like that. Like that was just had me laughing. Like he's like when he just hits Kreese with the stick, and he's like, "You are not a good student. You are not good sensei." Like that, I was laughing like freaking ass off. I'm like, "Oh, frick! There's a 100-year-old man walking around just bullying Kreese."
And I don't see Kreese.
I'm like, this dude is
he respects him.
100 years old. Just push him over. His bones are gonna snap.
Kreese respects him, obviously, but like, dude, you cannot be scared of him. Dude, he's like 100-something years old.
I think they said he was like 104. And why is he alive? Because he
But
doesn't want to die.
he's way too alive and well. Like he's way too
And why is that? Because he doesn't want to die. He's too angry to die.
Yeah, because he's like, I don't trust Granddada with
Right. So that means until somebody
he makes her look like a saint.
That means he's not. He said he's not going to die until somebody spreads his legacy all over the world, and it looks like they're going to have to murder him because Miyagi-Do's winning that tournament, and that's not going to happen.
So when Cobra Kai loses that tournament and they come back to Korea, he's going to be standing there with a stick, going, "Not good student.
Not good student.
Not good sensei.
You fools fail." This guy is just going to be kicking the can down the road. But Kwan, which he's been getting a lot of hype. The thing is, he really only gets shine in one episode, in episode 3, and then we don't see him again until episode 5, and he's like doesn't show up until like the end. I think he's a good villain. Right now, I'll take him over Dimitri right now. Yeah. I guess that's a fair spot.
We haven't had enough characters.
Like, if we got more of him, then I'd probably put him in A tier. But like, he really only gets shine in one episode so far.
His presence on
we just need to see. We just need to see more of him.
He has a big presence. I gotta say that. Okay.
And obviously, Yoon, D tier.
Really
doesn't do that much. Doesn't do that much. He's just there as Sensei Kim's. He's there as Sensei Kim's.
He's there to be Sensei Kim's little pet.
Then he gets his ass kicked by Kwan badly.
He's there to be Sensei Kim's teacher's pet.
He did barely anything to Kwan. He kicked him like one time when he was distracted, and then he got his ass kicked.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So. And then I just put Carmen and Amanda together because they've kind of just been in like the same role. Although Amanda's done a little bit more than Carmen so far.
I liked her a lot better, and I liked her a lot better this season than I did in season 5. I'm sorry, she was a lot more. I liked that she was a lot more supportive of Daniel, and I liked how she taught. I liked how she brought Johnny down to earth, and like when he made that speech about quitting, and it's like, you're not quitting, and called him an idiot, which is what he was acting like. So I liked how I liked how I liked her this season. I liked how supportive and understanding she was of both sides and not just one side. And like how she understood both Daniel and Johnny. I like that. So she belongs in B. I would even put her in A. I've even put her and Carmen in A.
Fair. Then we got Sean, probably like bottom of C because he did have an impact in episode 1.
Yep.
Because he saw that like Sam and Tori were not trying to hurt his brother. So that's kind of where his demeanor changed. And like when he heard like the Cobra Kai philosophy, he's like, "That is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life."
I love when he said that.
I know.
Like I was like, "Damn." So, like, even if Robbie tried to get him to join in season 4, he probably would say no because he would have saw the philosophy. Right. Like, that is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Like, so he probably never would buy the Cobra Kai philosophy in the first place.
Yeah.
I just really like that him in that Kenny scene. That was a really good scene.
Yeah. So, and I do think we'll see him again, especially with the Devin, Kenny, Anthony stuff. Like,
God have mercy on Anthony.
There's no fucking way that Sean's not getting involved with that because it's his brother.
Yeah.
Now, when he hears about that, he is not going to hold back.
Here's a shock, though. They could do something, and this is just a thought, a theory, but it could be Sean that actually squashes the beef between Kenny and Anthony.
Yeah, I do think that's a possibility.
It could be. It wouldn't be.
I mean, he was the one that asked Kenny to go back to the Miyagi.
We're all expecting like Sean to want to beat up Anthony, but I think once he takes one look at Anthony, he's like gonna be like, "This is the guy. This is the guy that was giving you a hard time. Like seriously, like But I'm even like, I think he's gonna like be the one. I think he's gonna actually, believe it or not, I think he's gonna actually be the mediator. Like he's gonna actually be the one that hears Anthony out, and just like he's not gonna do anything. Like he'll squash the beef right. He'll squash the beef right then and there for his brother's sake.
Yeah, but moving on to Kyler, I actually like what they did with Kyler.
Yeah, I'm gonna be shocked at this, and I would actually say he belongs in B. Or I mean,
a good B.
Because he did get that awesome team up fight between him and Miguel.
I think they made his redemption work. So
yeah, so I would say
I was actually surprised.
I was like, how are they gonna do this? Because he's been such an asshole for a while. Like, can you really
he's been an asshole for like these past 5 seasons.
He just seems like an actual asshole. It doesn't seem like there's really nothing holding him back.
CKW, sure you want to put him in C? What about like maybe B, like behind Dimitri?
Is it just worth seeing him as like a decent guy? So
I guess.
Because I mean, like that wasn't awesome. Like seeing like he actually gave Miguel good advice.
Yeah.
Just seeing him be like casual, like
he was like, so weird. He was like he pushed him to like
Are you like, sure you gotta put him in C? Or okay, you did put him in B.
I just put him in B.
Okay, yeah.
But like he's like you gotta get chase after your dreams, man.
Yeah.
And like that's the last we ever seen of him. Say that.
Yeah.
And then we got Brooks. I'm gonna put him in C because I actually thought he was because I actually liked him. The fact that I liked him more than Devin, that's a problem. Okay,
that's a problem
because he was in 1 episode and she was in like 2 or 3. The fact that I liked him more than her this season, that's an issue.
I just fucking hate what she did to Kenny. Like really,
that's an issue. And I liked, how Brooks like helped out with the fight, and like Dimitri's like, how did you get into MIT? Like he's like, wait, you want to learn how to clean washing machines? Like, like that part was funny. Like, and like just how like cordial he was with like Hawk, when like this dude literally beat his face in, and he's like, it's all good, man. Don't worry about it.
Gonna beat you to death.
He's like, it's all good, man. Don't worry about it. So that is our tier list, and now who can't call me a fake Thoery fan because I put her in S tier. So you really can't. The evidence is right here. So
even then, you wouldn't be a fake Thoery fan because you've been like her diehard fan ever since like season 2 and 3.
Right, your little home you're literally your home face page is like literally Thoery.
Dude, you've been like the biggest Thoery fan I've knew. Like I've seen like on chats and like live stream. Like it's like no way you're a fake Thoery fan.
Right.
Oh no.
What?
Karate, change that freaking profile pic, bro.
The fuck is it?
Where?
No, I'm not letting you on here until you change your profile picture. Nope, I am not letting you on. Nope.
Tell me what is it on Instagram. Tell me what it was.
Asked if
tell me what it was.
No,
in the private chat, Cinematic Verse asked if he can come on.
Yeah, I missed him.
That was.
See if he's still
Karate, you're not coming on here until you change your profile pic.
What bad is it? I need to know what it is. God.
Oh, so
Karate. Nope, he's still not coming on. Nope.
CKW. Like I was watching. When I was watching Cobra Kai Karate's the stream that you guys did the other day. Last night. What do you think of the Mufasa? I've got some. Can we talk about the Mufasa trailer? Like, I've got some.
I haven't seen it yet.
What?
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, you didn't see, but you saw an image of it on the D23.
I haven't seen the trailer yet.
It's really good. And I have to say this too is like I like, don't get me wrong, I like the live action Lion King. Hey Cobra Karate.
So
I like the live action Lion King too, but I just think that when I just think that in this movie, the CGI is just a little bit better. Like when it comes to like facial expressions.
Yeah, I know that was a issue
Yeah.
people had with the 2019 film. So
I
yeah,
I mean, I love the live action Lion King, and I also love the animated Lion King, but I do think that in comparison from if you comparing the live action Lion King to Mufasa, it's the CGI is a little bit a lot better.
yeah,
When it comes to the facial expressions, because that kind of set the tone for the animated film, because um that's what kind of like brought the emotion like through the facial features. Like they really showcased that. Um but yeah, I
so
can't wait
Tristan,
for this movie. I can't
yeah. I'm actually looking forward to it.
The only thing I'm not so sure of
Or
is
karate.
like and this is just my opinion. The only thing, I mean, like I'm still going to watch it. I'm still going to give it a fair chance, and I'm still looking forward to it and super excited. The only thing that I'm just not so sure of is them not making Scar aka Taka and Mufasa blood brothers. Because it
Oh,
kind of like it just kind of like goes back to the first movie, like, and this is just my thoughts, and you guys can weigh in whenever you want. But it's kind of like when you go back to watch the first movie, um, it kind of like it just seemed like Scar never had a legal, like Scar just always wanted the throne, like just because he wanted to be king. And we were all like, well, Scar never had like a legal hold on that throne. But because Mufasa was older, he got the he got the kingdom, and Simba was next in line. And he, with him saying like, "Oh, I was next in line, but until Simba was born." And then him saying to Simba's like, "This is my kingdom. It's my destiny." It's like we all thought that it was just like something that he just wanted and something he shouldn't legally have. But now it's like it's revealed that he was actually set to inherit the throne. He was set to become king, and then Mufasa came in, and somehow he was given that role. And so it just kind of like feels like, and they're probably going to be like in the film, in the movie, that where it makes sense that Mufasa is the chosen king and not Scar or Taka. Um, so they'll find a way to balance that out, but it's just kind of like thinking like now, it just doesn't seem like when you go back to the first Lion King, it's just like it's like you see the you see the truth in Scar's words, and it's like it kind of like changes it, that it's
are you guys
like you
talking
see
about
more
Lion King?
like you see more truth in Scar's words than you did before, and it's kind of like makes you feel like it changes the way you see the Lion King. And I'm not sure how I feel about that.
When was that movie come out?
December.
Yeah, December. I mean, what do you think, World?
I mean, that's not a part of the original story, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's Disney you're talking about, so I'm not really surprised.
Yeah, I think that's dumb as hell. They're making them not brothers.
And like, I
Wait,
mean, we.
so they're not
I mean,
actually be like blood brothers? Or...
I mean,
Yeah, they're
we.
not blood.
The original story, like
Damn,
the
I don't like
animated,
that. I thought they were actually supposed to be
like
like brother.
the animated, films. They were, blood brothers, and like I think they wrote like a couple books that like showed you the backstory.
Hate that.
Yeah.
Why the fuck did I change that? There's nothing wrong with that. I like that.
Right. So it's like, yeah.
Now that kind of just doesn't make sense now.
Yeah,
So,
that's
Simba literally calls him uncle. So,
yeah,
So,
it's like
like-
they're not blood brothers. So it's like they're
Yeah,
brothers,
so
but they're not
technically-
blood.
So I don't even understand how that's supposed to work.
Right. So that's what I mean. That's what I just don't like understand, because it feels like now that we know that, or now that they're doing that, it kind of feels like it makes you go back to the first Lion King movie, and where everything Scar said about being first in line, about this being his kingdom, his destiny to rule, and him being king. It kind of like makes you it kind of makes you see more truth in that, and it's like it kind of like makes you like more, in a sense, like you don't like what Scar did was horrible to Mufasa. Horrible.
Yeah.
That's his brother, no matter whether it's blood or not. That's his brother. Sorry, you don't do that. But I kind of can see where he would be upset and make him feel like Mufasa just took everything from him, because if those words are if Scar was next in line to become king, but Mufasa got it instead, I could potentially see something like that. Like I could understand why he feels that way, but it's like it kind of like makes you. I feel like it it changes the way you look at the Lion King, and in a way that, right now I would say is not necessarily good, but that could change. That's subject to change, where you could say, okay, well, this is kind of like evolves the story, or ups it a little bit. And it's kind of like when you see him and Mufasa's relationship, Scar's and Mufasa's relationship. It's like, okay, how did these two cubs who had so much love for each other, like, grow to hate each other so much, like to the point where Scar actually murdered his own brother, murdered him? Like, how do you do that? Like, I mean, at least if they made them brothers and showed how Scar's jealousy kind of like evolved, that would make sense. But it's like these two cubs, like they loved each, like they loved each other. It's like, how do you like? I don't know. To me, it just right now it doesn't make sense.
Yep, it's modern day Disney for you.
It's like, and it's like I get what they're doing, because they're trying to like make you walk right in between the line, because every moment that we watch Scar and Mufasa's brotherhood, their love for each other, and how it's going to be heartwarming, but at the same time, though, it's heartbreaking, because while we're seeing how it began, we already know how it's going to end. So it's like, it's just a fine line. What?
CVO, do you still have a CVO? Do you still have Juan as a better villain than Silver and Kreese? That's what he told me.
And also on his favorite characters list, he has Quan at 3 over Miguel.
Yeah.
Really?
Like what, 20 minutes?
Yeah,
20 minutes
like he gets shine in one episode, and he's already over Miguel apparently.
Seriously?
Like,
No.
yeah,
maybe he heard us that morning.
I wouldn't put Miguel over.
It's his personal favorite character list, so it really doesn't matter. It's his own favoritism, but it's just really weird to me.
Yeah, that is weird. That
like,
is.
and like Quan's really like you don't really only gets dialogue in one episode, and you're gonna pick him over Miguel as your favorite, really?
I don't know.
Well, he has him at number 3, so he's technically not his favorite, but
Yep.
I'm like
Favorite
Quan
villain,
at
though.
3 is wild.
What did he? I think he had
Yeah.
Tori 2 and Rob and Johnny 1 or something like that. I don't remember.
And most people either have Johnny or Miguel as their number 1 favorite, usually.
Yeah.
Like I rarely see Sam make top 5, top 3 in people's favorite list.
Well, yeah, that's because
I mean, I would actually put Sam in top, depending on the season, but I would actually put Sam at least in top 5, even if it's like at the bottom.
For me, I think 1 silver. I mean, 1 Johnny, 2 silver, 3. 3 Kreese, 4 Daniel, 5 Miguel. Not including all Karate Kid, because obviously I would have Miyagi at 1, but
yeah, obviously, because Mr. Miyagi's the GOAT of the whole universe.
Yep. Absolutely. You know, that's what they should have called the dojo, Goat Miyagi.
Yeah.
Goat Miyagi-Do. I wonder what Mr. Miyagi will look like as a goat.
Daniel's reaction to the vampire fangs was hilarious.
Yeah.
It's like, we're not using that logo.
Nope.
I don't know. That was hilarious.
I know.
I'm like, what if Mr. Miyagi liked it, though?
I think he would, honestly.
I think he probably would laugh, to be honest.
Yeah. But you know, Daniel, he's super protective of like Miyagi's legacy and everything.
I mean, he might not necessarily go for it, but I think he'd actually would have laughed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I would I always wondered? What would Mr. Miyagi call which would Mr. Miyagi call Hawk? Would he call him Hawk's son or Eli's son?
I have no idea.
Probably Eli. I don't think he would call him Hawk.
But imagine him calling Hawk's son.
Johnny is D tier. No, that's too low.
No, too low. I mean, don't get me wrong. Johnny was a little bit annoying this season, but he still belongs at the top.
Oh, for this part, yeah, I'd probably give him like a B. This part so far.
Yeah, for this part, yeah.
The best I would say is probably Sam, Mike, Tori.
So hope the episodes are longer for the next part. It's actually on Daniel's side. Yeah, me too.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, for once I was on Daniel's side in the Johnny and Daniel bickering.
Yep.
So I'm usually on Johnny's side, but now I'm on Daniel's side.
I'm on Allie's side. You know, both are wrong.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah. So they already have all the episodes filmed. They're just working on the editing.
They're all done. But I think he said on Twitter they're still in some production of it.
Yeah, because like it's obviously a longer season than usual. Thought you said you're hyped for Stranger Things over Cobra Kai. Stranger Things doesn't come out until 2025.
Yeah, or 26. Who knows?
They did say the plan is 2025, though.
But we'll see how that actually works.
So it's probably going to be like, it'll be 3 years after season 4, which is crazy. Strife the Warrior. Yeah, I like Strife the Warrior.
I remember waking up for July 1st when the last episode came out.
Points.
And
Wait, what'd you say?
I said Strife the Warrior always makes excellent points.
What'd you say, Karate?
Oh, me? Oh, I was saying, I remember waking up July 1st and watching the last episodes and how good they were. And like the one episode was like 3 hours long. It was like a whole movie.
Yeah.
And when Eddie died, I was crying like a 7-year-old girl. It's pretty embarrassing, but
yeah, those last 2 episodes are so awesome.
Not that show. See, I love Stranger Things, but it's not a rewatchable show. I'm sorry. It's like a show I watch one time.
I've only rewatched it a couple times.
I've only rewatched it twice, and I didn't even finish the second rewatch. So I don't know. It's just not rewatchable for me. It's not one because
it's
like a long plot, you know.
Yeah, like I like the finale. Just my only issue is the Max stuff. Like what is the point of like killing her or like almost killing her off, but then just like bailing yourself out of it at like the exact moment, and now she's gonna be like a blind crippled kid in like the next season.
Yeah.
So I don't get it. Johnny didn't consider Sam's opinion. Johnny said it's not up to us, while blatantly ignoring that Sam didn't want to fight. Well, yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
it's not, yeah, yeah. It turns out their idea of like having Daniel ref the boys and Johnny ref the girls backfired.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, how is Johnny going to be biased for Robbie and Miguel? They're both his sons, so
Right.
like he's not going to pick one over the other. So, and then
Yeah,
like
Johnny left the girls.
Daniel probably would have been fair in the girls' fight.
Right.
Like even though Sam's his daughter, you can tell he genuinely cared about Tori.
Yep.
And like he genuinely felt bad for her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she just wasn't in the right headspace.
Yep.
And she shouldn't have been fighting to begin with, in my opinion. I understand why she was. She was fighting for her mother, but still, I just don't think she should have been fighting. That's just my opinion. It was his fault for, okay. It's now because, see, that's a lose-lose situation because if he didn't, Sam would have fell off the platform and then Tori would have felt like shit and Sam would have gone to the hospital again. So
it would hurt someone and make Tori worse. So
So let's
it's not like, here's the thing, it's not like he knew that she was going to go to Cobra Kai, and it's not like she should have even gone to Cobra Kai even with this tragedy. So
right. So let's
no one thought.
Let's add guilt to Tori's grief. That's a real good idea.
Yeah, and also have your daughter get beat up really bad. And that's just not logical at all.
Yeah. And like we know how skilled and talented Sam is, and like she has like a lot of experience. But like even she looked terrified.
Yeah. Yeah, even Amanda was like, stop the fight. That fight needs to stop. Because she knew exactly why, because she knew exactly what was going to happen, you know, like even she could see Tori's emotions.
Yeah, and like, I mean, Robbie too, because like Robbie just looked confused.
But Johnny wasn't even paying attention.
Yeah, Johnny was just kind of like, he was like egging her on, like, yeah, because he sees himself in her, so.
Right.
Yeah, that person was a bad guy, so I don't know what he was doing that for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's like, I'm the ref. I know what I'm doing. He's like, I'm the ref, not you. I know what I'm doing.
Right. Seriously. Then do it. Stop the fight. Because even like Kreese knew what Tori's like when Tori wasn't in the right headspace.
Yeah. Ooh, where'd Big T go?
Yeah, I don't freaking know. Probably running away from karate.
I brought his favorite chips. I thought you were going to stay.
He probably went to go get his McPizzas.
That's karate's favorite meal.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He probably went to go get his McPizzas and put that on his.
He can keep it to himself.
Because bringing back the McPizzas and the fries dipped in the McFlurry.
Ew! I can't believe people do that. What the frick is wrong with
people? I don't like it either, dude. It's so gross.
Yeah, I don't either.
Like, you really want to get salt in your milkshake? Like, really?
Yeah, I don't like it either. I don't get it.
Yeah, it's not like the fries are good anyway, so.
Yeah. So the McDonald's fries are overrated.
Yeah, you called Johnny a cream puff.
Yeah, that was hilarious. He's like, goon for hire. Suppose it's better than being a cream puff. Okay. Yeah, pretty much caught up.
Yeah, Daniel and Johnny were really biased this part towards people they wanted to get in.
All right, Marcus, you're getting in timeout, dude.
Oh,
What the hell Marcus do?
It's not the animal stuff. He said that.
Oh yeah, I read that. I was like, what the hell? The guy has some serious problems.
Yeah, Johnny's just being drunk at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Daniel should have ref the. Yeah, that's what I just said.
Yeah.
Because they said she's like, oh, you just want your daughter. You just don't want me to beat your daughter. But, like, it has nothing to do with that. Yeah, they're running out of gas, unfortunately. But that comes with every show.
Yeah.
It's just I just hope we get a good ending. Like, look at Breaking Bad. That had a great ending.
I think we will, because they promised that, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know if that really matters though.
Yeah, but they've been saying that for since season 1.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then CVO arguing with people in the chat. What else is new?
Mm-hmm.
What are they arguing about? Stranger Things?
I actually like that they're taking their time with Stranger Things because they don't want to rush. Well, Stranger Things takes longer to make.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that usually
summer 2025 probably. It's usually a summertime show.
I think the part 3 will have longer episodes. I want longer episodes, but if they didn't do it in part 1, why would they do it in part 2? So, I doubt it's gonna be the exact same runtime. I think it'll be the exact same runtime, and then but I think there will be longer ones for part 3 though, because it'll be the last batch of episodes will be. So, but for part 2, I'm expecting it to be the exact same like 30 minutes runtime of episode, which is pretty unfortunate.
Yeah, they gotta show Silver at some point.
Yep. I think Silver's gonna show up at the end of part 2.
Oh, dude, that would be awful.
Be Terry Silver.
If we only get Silver for 5 episodes, dude, I'm gonna be so pissed.
Well, I mean, if we get him at the end of part 2, that's 6 episodes.
Well, that's the end of the part 2, so it's basically 5.
Yeah, well, I mean, 5.5, or maybe 5.5. So, but I mean, can you actually see a better villain, a better cliffhanger? He's the kind of villain.
Well, I don't really care for cliffhangers to get people back to watch your next part. I just want the freaking main villain actually in the show.
No, I get it. I hear what you're saying. I'm just saying, if they had to leave it off on a villain character, can you pick a better one?
What did I do? Silver? I didn't even say anything on here yet.
What?
It's Nico, guys. Cardi has awful.
Cardi hasn't even said
what
anything.
Well, was it the McDonald's fry thing? Is that what it was? Sorry, dude. They're way too damn salty.
Right.
Bro, I love that movie. What are you talking about? I love the Spider-Verse movies.
What are you talking about, Nico?
Saying lies now. I never said I don't like the Spider-Verse movies. I love those movies.
No, you're like a Spider-Man. You're like the Kings. You're like a Spider-Man freak.
Yeah. Those are some of the. That's probably my favorite animated movies. And yeah, probably besides Puss in Boots, those are my favorite animated movies.
I don't know why, but I'm getting the feeling like Nico is Silver himself.
Okay, how do you read this stuff?
But yeah, but I'm just saying, Karate. If they had to leave it off on a villain, it's Cobra Kai part 2. If they had to leave it off on a villain, could you imagine a better villain than Silver?
Yeah, well, I can imagine a final season with the main villain actually in the show. Because listen, they don't have to do that. That's the thing. They don't have to leave it off on a cliffhanger. I think if they do it, they're only doing it out of the greed of trying to get people to the next part. Yeah. Because it makes a lot more sense to have your main villain, who is the biggest part, the biggest antagonist in season 5 and 4, to be here in season 6 and not show him for 10 episodes. And but
No,
I already do think that he's going to be in. I think we already know he's going to be part 2. I think Martin Cove basically already said he was, so because he said part 2.
No, I get it. I hear you. I definitely hear you. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
maybe cliffhangers too, not the wrong word. I'm talking about ending. Like, can you think of a better ending than to reveal Silver's out of jail?
Yeah, but this is the thing, though. I don't really care about the endings, though, because at the end of the day, after like a year goes on and people rewatch season 6, they're not going to have to wait 4 months to go to episode 5 or 6. So why do we have to do all these stupid things to get people to the next part? If you have actually good content, you don't need to leave off on endings to get people to the next part. Like, just make a good content show, and they just haven't been doing that, at least so far. And if they don't show Silver at all, or they leave them off in the ending, that's just going to show exactly what their motive is to get people to the next part, not making a full good show that people could rewatch in a year time. Watch all 15 episodes, and it could be good. And that's what I want him to do. I think he should have been in part 1, like, I'm being honest. He doesn't have to be the biggest part.
Yeah, I would have liked it if he was.
Doesn't have to be a big part of it, but the fact you don't see Silver for the first 5 episodes is a bit crazy.
Yeah, I would have liked to see him in part 1.
This guy is one of the greatest villains of all time, and he is just amazing. And he was such a big part of season 5, and that's why season 6 just does not feel like a sequel to part 5 at all. It feels like its own separate thing. Like, everything that was around and set up in season 5, I feel like they just not even showing it. The character arcs that were developed, like everything that was around part 5, the who had the screen time and who was the antagonist, and the characters and what they felt and what they're doing. Like, everything feels like it's a whole new show. It feels like I'm in like a new different universe. It doesn't even feel like a sequel to season 5. It feels like its own thing. Like, the way the characters act, the way they talk about each other, just not how it was set up in season 5. The way Kreese acts, the way he talks about Johnny is not how it was set up in season 5. From him breaking,
I hear you. And
the big cliffhanger in season 5 was him breaking out of jail, and then like they don't even like do anything about that. They show him in Korea and they never explain it, So I feel like everything they're setting up was just not there. Then Silver, he was the biggest antagonist in season 5.
Yeah, I feel like they squeezed.
And then we don't see him at all. They barely even mentioned his name. They mentioned his name like 2 times the whole thing.
Yeah, and I hear what you're saying. I agree. And I feel like they squeeze things. Feel like they squeeze too many things together, that they should have expanded on. Just in over the 3 parts, not in just 5 episodes.
No.
I mean, so I agree with what you're saying. Season 6, part 1 should have been executed a lot better than what it was, and given longer run times. So I definitely agree with you, and they should have gone they should have gone a different route in expanding all the characters and storylines, like especially with Chosen and Mike Barnes and they should there were so many things that they should have given an explanation on, like instead of just leaving us like confused and feeling like it wasn't enough.
No, because even if you do explain it in like later episodes, you have to understand,
right?
You're splitting it up and leaving fans off with only like 2 hours of Cobra Kai, 5 episodes for 4 months. So you can't just leave a scene there of questions. And I know that's probably what you want to do, or at least that's what Netflix want to do, or whoever, because they want to get to the next part. But I don't think they understand that this does not make people excited. It makes people more mad, frustrated, than more than anything.
Yeah.
So I think their whole plan, I don't know if it was a plan or just happened, but I think it's kind of backfiring, because if their plan was to get people excited and make them like question things and like leave cliffhangers, and then if they thought that was going to get people so hyped up for it, and maybe if the whole thing was good and it was executed right, it probably would have worked. I mean, I don't know if it would. It might have worked to an extent, because they would still have to wait 4 months for over 5 episodes or 30 minutes, but it would definitely keep people talking a lot more and a lot more exciting. But since it kind of left off with more concerns and excitement, then people are gonna not be that excited, especially when you have to wait 4 months for it.
Listen, I agree, and I agree with what
if it was next month. If it was 1 month and then like Cobra Kai is coming out like in 4 days, I mean, I think everyone would be talking about it. But like,
right.
4 months.
I agree. I think that the hype for season 4 was a lot bigger than the hype that they did for this.
Every
For
single
part
Netflix
one.
season that came out has been a way larger hype than this has been.
Yeah. No, I listen, karate. I agree 100%. I agree 100%. Listen, I love part 1, but I'm going to be when I'm with you guys, I'm going to be real and just express both the love and the problems that I have with it.
So do you like?
What?
Do you think that your love? Do you think your love for and the things you like about it outweighs the things you do not like?
I think I'm right straight down for me, just in my own personal opinion. I think I'm right straight down, like right in the middle. Like as much as I love the show, I'm not going to ignore the problems that I have with it too. I have with it as well. Just like you, karate. Like I try to balance it out. There are things that I love about it, but there are things that I wish that they would have done a lot better. And I'm not shy about putting it out there. And just like even when I agree with that's why I agree with you with what you're saying. Like I agree because I've felt like that. I feel like that. And while I do like it's only when certain fans will like judge this season as a whole, where they'll go into an over hate, that I'll I'll say something. I'll try to rein it back. I'll try to take just rein just bring back the reins a little bit and just say, well, hold on. We still got part 2 and part 3. Give it a chance. Like, this is only the beginning, but I hear what you're saying and I agree. And this is how I feel too. Like, there were so many things like that I wish they like like the pace. I feel like the pacing, like I like episode 2 of season 6, but I feel like the pacing was off as well.
Oh yeah, I will say this. This part, no matter what happens in part 2, part 3, was some of the worst pacing I've seen in a television show since maybe freaking Walking Dead season 4. And it was the worst pacing I've ever seen. Like, it was so bad. And I'm not like some film expert, but like,
Right, and
it's kind of just clear as day.
that's true too. And listen, even if I love part 2 and part 3, I'm still not going to ignore the problem. I'm still not going to ignore the problems that part 1 had, and just be like, oh, okay, well, I love part 1 completely now.
Yeah, well, this thing has nothing to do with it being part 1 or part 2 or part 3, because I don't think it has nothing to do with it. It has something to do with, look, these are 5 episodes of Cobra Kai, the first 5 of the last season, and they are bad. It has nothing to do with there's part 2 or part 3. And obviously that's just my perspective on it. But like,
yeah, well, that's basically what I'm saying, is that I'm not just going to ignore all the problems that I have
and I think the only reason why a lot of fans come out and say, like, you know, I guess you could say it's an overhate, where they say like, oh my gosh, the season's so bad. And a lot of people have to like remind them like, hey, we're not even halfway done with it. There's still 2 more parts. I think the reason why it's that way is because every time a season's come out, it's been the whole thing. We're all, every Cobra Kai fan, every person who watched the show is used to getting the whole thing and everything like settled at once, like everything that they're setting up to be settled at the end. But now we don't have that, and they're taking away that. So now a lot of fans, they see this, they watch the first 5 episodes, and most of them, even if they like it, they know it's not what it used to be. And even the ones who do not like it, when they're so used to getting everything, all the answers right away, most of them will just come out and say like, oh my gosh, this sucks, because they're not used to getting 3 parts, 4 months, and only like 2 hours of film of Cobra Kai. They're not used to that. So I think that's the reason.
I'm not used to it either.
Way. And yeah, I'm not going to make a claim the whole season sucks, because obviously it's not out for
yeah,
it. But
no.
like,
listen, like I said,
I don't like when people use the excuse where they say, oh, there's still part 2 and part 3. I'm like, listen, it has nothing to do with parts on how they decide to release them. The truth is, 5 episodes are out. I don't like them. I think they're bad. And I think the whole fundamental way they're structuring the season is going down the road. I think is going to be bad.
You're right. You're right.
And episodes and part 2 and part 3 is not going to take away part 1, no matter what. They could explain it better, but that's not going to take away the plot holes, the pasting, the characters going backwards in their arcs. Nothing's going to take that away.
No, you're right. Listen. I understand, and like I've said, I agree. It's
Yeah, I
like
know. I agree.
it's like it's like I could see your perspective. I definitely like I said, even if I love parts 2 and 3, it's like I'm not going to ignore the problems that I have. I'm not going to let the love just act like this show, like this season is perfect and blah 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 blah. Not going to do that. I know, and even if part 2, and I'm not, and when I say that that there's still 2 more parts, I don't mean it like, oh, just ignore the problems that like that it'll just make the problems of part 1 go away. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying it's just given that this is the last. I'm just saying yeah, those problems are gonna just don't close the book on this on the show, on the series. Just don't.
The thing is, I can't blame anybody.
No, I don't. I don't either.
I can't blame anyone for writing it off or not, or you could say even closing the book on it. I don't blame them for that because it's not even about there's another part 3. That the beginning is the most important part of a story because that's when you start structuring what is going to be set and told for the rest of the thing. I mean, that's where the foundation is. The seed in the ground, and when it starts growing in something bad, you're not gonna do it. It's just like when you get a meal, you start eating the meal, you don't like it, you're not going to finish it, or if you start reading a book, you don't like it, you're not going to finish it. It has nothing to do with chapter 2 or chapter 3. If people, and the only reason I'm staying, and listen, if I was not a diehard fan for the show, I would probably turn off the show and not watch it because I would not, but I love these characters in this universe so much. I'm going to watch it. And yes, I am still very excited for part 2. But like I said, if people want to turn off the show and turn it off, I'm not gonna blame them because you know what?
No, I wouldn't blame them either.
I would do the same. I would do the same for them, and I would definitely not, say, hey, wait for part 2 or wait for part 3 because the creators made the decision, or Netflix made the decision to do 3 parts, and they decided to have the first episode be really underwhelming to what the most audience wants, and if they're gonna, and that's their own problem that a lot of people are getting turned off by and not watching it. That's their mistake, not the people who watch it. So I don't think that I think that's all on Netflix and all on the creators who wrote the part because I think that's just
it is all on Netflix. It is all on Netflix. Yeah, I agree. Listen, I don't blame them. I don't blame them either, and I hope it doesn't sound like I do, Karate. Just when I'm just saying that, I don't blame them at all. I get it. You have expectations for this, and when they don't get met, it's compared to the previous seasons, it's kind of like a big disappointment, So I get it. I totally get it, and I totally see your perspective of it, and I have the same perspective. I'm just right smack dab, and I'm just like you. I'll always be a diehard fan for the show. I'll always love the show, but I'm not going to ignore the problems that it has either. That each episode, that the episodes in certain seasons in part 1 have. I'm just not going to do that. I'm just going to be honest. And listen, I respect everybody else's opinions and thoughts and ideals, and I just hope that I can get the same. That's all I really want. And yeah, I do.
I think we all respect each other's opinions here.
Yeah, and yeah, no, I absolutely listen. I totally respect your guys' opinion and the opinions of the people in the chat. Totally, I totally get where you guys are coming from.
We know that.
And I just when I first saw part 1, I was it's we needed more. We needed more than what we got. It's like there was too many
for
plot
me,
holes.
for the way I saw it, it wasn't that we needed more; it was that we shouldn't have done it.
There was too many plot holes, is what I mean. We just needed more explanation. We needed more explanation. We needed more time.
Yeah,
We
I
needed,
understand. But for me, it's not explanation for it. It's no, it should not be there. We should not have these plots in general. The whole plot of season 6, at least what they're setting up, I did not like. So for me, it's not like, oh, we need more to explain this. It was, for me, it was like, why the hell do we need this, and why do we even need to explain this, and why is it even a thing? And for me, I think I really was. This is just me personally speaking. I think I was a bit blinded by of how excited I was for this season, and how it was the last season, and how much I love the show, and how much I trust the creators to do it well. That I really did not see that season 5 really was the natural endpoint for every character and the whole show for what it set up. Because and I didn't even notice it until after this part. And listen, I don't think the creators are bad writers. I mean, even if the season goes up being bad, that's still shooting 5 for 6. That's still a really good record there.
yeah,
So
that
I
is
think they're
really
really good. I think it's just no matter who you are or what or good you are, eventually you're gonna run out of story. And I feel like it sucks that they had to take one more step and one last thing, and it had to be the last one where that's where they start running out of story. And it sucks
yeah.
that's how it is because for me, like I said, it all comes down to the fundamental way they're going about it and like the way
Mhm.
they're structuring it.
It's
If
the
you
way
start
it's the execution.
if you start painting a painting, like if you stop it like in 1 1/3 of the quarter, you know, the rest of the painting is gonna follow up on what you already started.
Mm-hmm.
So what they're setting up is already down the wrong road. I am not a fan of, and
It's
that's
how they
why.
execute.
Yeah.
It's the execution that matters.
So
See,
and yeah, for
I
me, I
get
don't
it.
think explanation will make that better. It'll make it better, but it won't make it good. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I don't think there even
Well,
is a way to say in just in my mind. I don't think there even is a way to save it or make this even good just from the way they're setting it up. Obviously, that could be proven wrong, but I can't think of one thing. And I usually would revert to my opinion of trusted creators, but after this, I don't know if I fully can. I'm trying to,
I
but I don't
get
know if
it.
I fully can. And listen, part 2 it can change everything because part
Mm-hmm.
2 is following up on the beginning and setting up the end. So if part 2 is good, this could change the whole thing. If part 2 is bad, the season's over for me. I'll still watch
Yeah.
part 3, but I will fully write it off as a bad season. Um, if part 2 is bad, because that's already 10
No, I
episodes.
understand. Like I said, they're
So
not. It's not at a good run. It's not at a good run right now. So, with the first 5 episodes. So I get it.
yeah,
I
for me, it's
completely
not it's more of like not on the good road. It's more of like on not on the more of on the wrong road.
or wrong road, however you want to look
Yeah,
at it.
because the thing is like you could look at season 4 for example. That season started off. I think the first couple episodes were pretty rough, pretty bad. I mean, they took a while to find their feet. Um, so you could say it was on a bad run, but overall, the road of that season was a good one. It led up. It had a main objective of winning the All Valley. It had silver, and it set up a lot of great things. And even though that season, people could say it was a little underwhelming, a little too much, still think that season was a great thing. So yeah, I started off in a bad run, but like this is the only season where I don't think it's not about bad runs beginning bad. I think it's the bad road because each road they took down, you look at the main plot from start to finish of what they set up in the beginning and where it gets to at the end. It's all been good. Even if it wasn't executed, even if it started off a bit slow, each season individually started off on a road which landed up somewhere good. Just
Mhm.
from my observation of season 6 so far, it looks like they're on a whole different road and a road that's not a good one. And I don't know if they can get off it or do a whole 190 and change the whole thing. I hope they do, but that for me, it seems highly unlikely because they would have to. Because I don't know how you could even change everything. They would have to shock me in ways they never had, and they had many times in
Mhm.
this show. So it's going to be their biggest challenge yet, and it's not like they're doing it now. It's already finished, so it's already set in stone. But like, just for this is their biggest challenge yet. And listen, I don't know. I don't know if they made this season knowing it was not knowing maybe it was a bit much or it wasn't doing the right thing. I don't know. Maybe they love the season. I don't know. But for
Listen,
me and for a lot of people, I think it's just getting a bit much,
yeah, no, and I hear you with that, and it's a bit much. It's a bit much for me. Like I said, I'm on your side. I'm on your side on this.
Yeah, I know.
So
I'm
I
not really. I want to make some clear. I'm not really talking to you. Like I'm just like speaking on the
no,
law.
no, no. Listen, one thing I admire and respect about you, Karate, is how honest and open-minded. You don't beat around the bush. You're straightforward, and I respect the hell out of that.
Thank
I
you.
really do. Like, I
Yeah,
think that
I just
that
wanted to make it clear. I don't want because you keep saying like I agree. But I just want to make sure I'm not really talking to you. Like I'm more just like speaking
no,
like just in general.
you're speaking out to the to the
Yeah,
to the fans. You're saying it in general.
yeah. I'm just
No,
yeah.
listen. I know.
All right.
Um, so, but like I said, you don't beat around the bush. You speak facts, and you're honest, and I respect that. I totally, completely respect that. And you have a different perspective, and I think that's important to showcase, not hide. You know, just
Yeah, I definitely advocate for every single person to speak their mind.
yeah,
Um,
exactly.
as long as it's not patterned by like malicious intents or anything, because one thing I think about a lot is a lot of people have different worldviews and think of different things, and
Hmm.
not even just for movies, just in like real life
And a lot of
subjects.
people take that. A lot of people take too much offense to other people's opinions
Yeah,
that
and I
don't
think
agree
I
with
think the
theirs.
reason it is because people judge people with what they believe and think in their lenses and the way they look at it, but they don't
Hmm.
understand. They don't believe that in your lens. They believe that in their lens, the way they because
Right.
everyone has their own. People have different thoughts, different feelings, different parents, different past. So much different things that shape a person who they are, and make them look at something differently. I can't judge a person for what they say or do, looking at the way I see it because I'm
No.
judging them and they're looking at it the way they see it. So someone could say something I completely disagree if I think it's wrong and messed up, but like if they have a reason for it that makes sense, it doesn't have an evil intent for the way they look at it, then I think I respect that. So it could be anything I could do entirely, but if someone has a good intention behind it, I can't judge them because I know people have
No.
different worldviews, different thoughts and feelings than me. I
No.
think that's the best way
Exactly.
to go. Obviously, you don't want to be that person and just say I respect every opinion because then you respect the wrong opinion of like people
Hmm.
are actually bad people. But
No. Exactly.
you also can't just say I only respect opinions that are mine that I think are right. But at the same time, people look at things differently than you.
There's an
So
old
you
saying.
have to judge people based off who they truly are, not for what they think or do.
Right, exactly. There's an old saying, treat others the way you would want to be treated. And that's exactly right. And
As
just also too, so karate, like when I say like I understand and I agree, I'm not really speaking I know that I do understand, and that I do agree. I'm just speaking more out to the like you, I'm just speaking more out like in general to the fans because just to avoid getting like somebody like or a few people like misinterpreting my words and getting a whole bunch of hate for that.
yeah, I
um
understand.
because I've been lately, it's just been, I've been getting it's just with a lot of things that I say, people like twist my words around and online, and it just like they just come at me with some hate, and I just that's why. So I wasn't really speaking directly to you because I know you, and I know you, and I know you hear what I'm saying, and you know me. We've talked quite a few times, so I know you know that I know you understand what I'm saying. So, like, but just so you know, I'm not like when I say that, I'm not speaking to you or to you, world. I'm just speaking more to the fandom in general.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I just wanted to make sure that you didn't. I
yeah,
understand that.
yeah. And I want to make sure that you did too.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, do you want us to read in the chat? What the hell?
What?
Yeah, tell me that was a joke. Don't tell me you're actually falling asleep.
Pretty damn close.
Were we
Bro,
boring you,
bro, it's
world?
literally you're live. All right, let's just read some of the chat. Come on, let's check it out.
I'm trying to pull up the QA that John Hurwitz, did.
He didn't answer anything too important, but there was.
Wait, he did.
Okay.
He's doing a QA.
Yeah, I read
No,
some.
he did do a Q&A.
Oh, he did one today.
Yeah.
Oh man, I missed it.
Nothing like really big, but some interesting stuff.
Man, wish I didn't miss it. I would have asked him about Hector.
Yeah. Well, I gotta actually start getting to go.
All right.
This was a really awesome stream. My phone unfortunately died, so I can't check out the Q&A even if I wanted to go into it. I couldn't do it anyway. So, but I'll check it out as soon as I can. That I can't wait for next week. You guys keep up the good. Keep up the good work, world.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me on here, and it was nice talking to you, Karate. It really was.
Yeah, nice talking to you too.
Yeah, I always enjoy hearing your perspective and yours too, world.
Thank you.
All right, I'll see you guys next week, okay? Or talk to you guys next week.
Yep.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
All right. So someone asked, do you think the Miyagi-verse will continue on for Cobra Kai? He said, I certainly hope so. I'm not ready to say goodbye to this world. So physical release of all seasons planned, like a Cobra Kai complete box. Would love to have it in my collection. I'm not sure what's planned, but you got to figure a complete box set will get released at some point. What will the press and promo cycle look like for parts 2 and 3? Will we be getting more cast interviews, more teasers and trailers? Says there will be more of everything. Any 80s needle drops in the last 10 episodes. The music is one of my favorite things about Cobra Kai. Oh yeah, including a couple of my favorites. Have Sekai Taikai contestants really died in the past, or was Barnes just trying to scare the kids? I take Mike Barnes for his word. Quan and Yoon to be the only new characters fighters you see in this final season, and there are more new characters and fighters coming along the way as we watch. Quan and Yoon are extremely worthy additions to our young cast, but the Sekai Taikai has 16 teams. They're not the only badasses fighting for our kids in the tournament.
Yeah, but I don't think that'll be main character. It'll just be random people.
Yeah. I mean, I saw this one the other day on Instagram. You think San Miguel and Sam, and Keenery, Robbie and Tori are angry.
Yeah. This is so
after the series is over. I love San Miguel and Keenery. And then
what the hell is Sabi?
Oh, that's Sam and Robbie.
Okay, whoever comes these names are freaking weirdos. You need to get a life, dude. Holy frick! If you let's sit here and start fantasizing and freaking make up these Q names for freaking fictional character relationships, you guys are the next level degenerate. Holy frick!
He goes, I love San Miguel and Keenery and Torigo and Sabi. That last one.
This is hurting my head, dude. I can't listen to this.
Like, I thought it was Sam Robbie or something like that.
It's actually making me mad, bro. I don't know why. Whoever comes with these names are some freaking weirdos.
Yeah, he even says that last one doesn't sound right.
They're all weird.
Some high school relationships last forever, others don't. We'll leave these characters somewhere at the end of the series. It'll take your imagination or a spinoff to determine where it goes from there. So,
so that made me
as long as the season 2 couples don't end up back together, that's all. Because that would just be a disaster. Are you happy with how the final season ends? Are you able to complete this series the way you want it to? Or might there be some things that could go into something else? I'm beyond happy with how the final season ends. I actually watched a cut of the finale this morning, and I'm not sure I've ever felt prouder professionally. It's not easy to tell a 65-episode story, especially one that continued a saga that started 40 years ago and is jam-packed. There's still more to it. 1 second. What the hell happened? There it is. Okay, I just have to click more, unfortunately. Jam-packed with characters and karate. I watched the conclusion with a smile on my face and tears in my eyes the whole way through. As for future stories, we'll just have to wait and see. Hashtag Cobra Kai.
Which, even if he did not like the season or the part, he would still say that either way. So,
yeah. This is a random one, but how the heck tall is Una O'Brien? Okay, that's not that serious.
Yeah, like I said, there's random ones that
we'll find out more about Mr. Miyagi's past in part 2, maybe the full story. Part 2 drops on my birthday. As for Miyagi's past, you'll definitely learn a bit more by the end of the season. A 3v1 fight. Okay, I don't really care about that. Okay, that one's just about post-production. How does Kreese travel from place to place? He went from Korea to LA to Barcelona, and as far as I know, dude doesn't have any money. Okay, and then I have to click.
Yeah, he doesn't. He really does not answer it.
Kreese was special ops back in Vietnam. He has relationships and a very special set of skills. Plus, in reality, you'd be shocked how few resources are spent on trying to track.
Let me say something real quick.
Yeah,
John Hurwitz. Listen, number one. Okay, let me think here. So you said the reason I got there because he has connections to people like in the military, black ops. So he just has these connections. You do not show that. You don't show him have that. So you don't explain how he gets there in the show. You explain it on Twitter, and then he also says, what else did he say? He said something about. Okay, I'm trying to remember what else did he say in there.
All right, this dude's being annoying.
I'm trying to remember what else he said. Oh yeah, yeah. He says you'd be surprised in how much this. Yeah, he says, oh, in reality, let me tell you something about reality. In reality, they have backup checks in when you enter an All Valley tournament, a world tournament. Actually, you're telling me they didn't back check up that at all? So yeah, I don't know if that means reality. I think that's more of a dodge. He's more dodging the question too, because he didn't really feel like explaining it because he just wanted to jump to the next thing, which, with all due respect, was a bit lazy in the writing. So that's not a really good explanation. He says, oh, he has connections. That's it. And yeah, in reality, most people don't really look for them after they are proven innocent or not. All right. So in reality, in one frame set, that makes sense. But in reality, in like 20 other different things, that does not make sense. So you're kind of just picking and choosing what reality you want it to be. And also, yeah, he has connections with black ops or whatever. What did he say? Like connections to people in the military. Even if that is true, we never saw Kreese with that. We never saw Kreese with connections at all. And even if that is true, the fact you don't show that or explain it to the audience, but you explain it on Twitter, just shows your story writing is pretty bad. I'm not even trying to be a hater. I'm just being honest. This could have been any person. It could have been Sylvester Stallone. You know how much I love him. It could have been him who wrote the show. This is not being mean hater. This is me completely being unbiased and giving my opinion on it. If I don't care who they are or what the show is, if you write it like that and you don't explain it in the show, I write it and explain it on Twitter, that just shows it's bad writing. All right. And like I said, I know I say this a lot and it might come off as me being a hater, but it's just being honest. That's all it is. It's not me hating on it. It's just me being honest. And it could be for any show or any creator. It has nothing to do with Cobra Kai. It has nothing to do with the creator. It has something to do with there's a television show here, there's a plot hole, and then you half-ass explain it on Twitter, but not in the show. And and then you say in reality, as in like 90% of the things that happen in the show makes reality, like freaking Kreese getting bit by a cobra and being perfectly fine. So much for reality, because he only used that reality excuse to fit his argument one time. But that if he used that argument for everything in the show, then the whole show wouldn't be a show, because so much things happen in the show and this part that is not in reality. So yeah, so much for in reality. But anyway, I'm just saying that. I did not like that answer at all. I wish you would have gave a real honest answer. Like, yeah, we probably should have explained it better. We'll explain it in part 2. That would have been a lot better than freaking dodging the question.
Who's Max? He's just this weirdo who thinks people smell like cinnamon. Basically, and he's just like upset with Dutch and Jerry for some reason. Like, it just makes no sense.
He's a weirdo.
I think people tend to ignore the flaws in their favorite seasons. Yeah. Enjoyed part 1. Yeah, me too, but I'm not gonna, ignore the flaws I have with it. I'm not gonna pretend like, oh, it's a masterpiece, the best thing ever. No, it's far from that. Yeah, he's just going by a different name. Yeah. Okay. I've only rewatched the part 1 twice, so that says something there.
I watched it twice.
I watched it once by myself, and then the second time was with my dad.
Most seasons I rewatch like a lot more. But
yeah, I saw that. Cinema fan. Oh wait, no, I didn't see that. It got pushed up August. Huh. Interesting.
He better.
Yeah.
I want to be the opening scene.
Yeah, me too. Quan will try to hurt Tori in the finale, but Robbie has escaped. Yeah, I can see something like that happening.
I'm sorry, it's just so Looney Tune ass bullcrap. I'm sorry. Like,
I know.
yeah, it just like put it in like perspective that it's a real tournament, and you have the boyfriend in the rival, and then the girlfriend in the other rival, two rival dojos, and then one of the students starts hitting her, and he goes, "Hey," or he just goes over there. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm like sometimes I know the show premise is pretty corny, but that is like a next level.
Yeah, I know.
Like, corny can work when it's like awesome. Like freaking Miguel, or no, what is it? Hawk and Robbie taking off their shirts. That was corny as hell, but it was done awesome. If they do it like that, that is going to take it from awesome to cringe.
Well, that's CBK's favorite scene.
Yeah, and that is for another reason, because things got serious.
Terry Silver versus Barnes. I do want to see that. I'm not even gonna lie.
Like a real one, not Crease.
Like where he's just standing there, like, get up, and he just gets clocked in the back of the head.
Yeah, he's just gone. Like, come on, man.
Like, damn it! I was like, God damn it!
I wanted to see crazy cocaine Mike Barnes go crazy with like a sword or something. It would have been awesome.
Yeah, that would have been so cool. I mean, what they could have done is like have season 5 be like the last season, but instead of like being a 6th season, you do a movie with the Saikai Taikai instead. Like, that could have worked.
See, I don't like the idea of the Saikai Taikai, because the whole reason why they're in the Saikai Taikai is to take down Silver. So now that Silver's in jail, why would they still do it?
Yeah.
Because Miyagi-Do's never been about, being the greatest or holding up a trophy. He was actively against tournaments. So why would they even want to do this? And they shouldn't want to do this. That goes against everything they were setting up to be and what they stand for. They only do it because, they need this new season. But
trailer song.
Season 5 should have been the ending. You just had to get rid of that cliffhanger of Crease. You just have them get out of jail and have them like just go live off in the woods or something, like as a new man, and then just have them all be happy and done and Silver in jail. There you go. There's the show. Perfect ending.
And change some other things around. Trailer song for part 2 will be the best around. Part 3 trailer song is the song I Got Trouble Coming. Okay.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for best around.
Yeah, season 5 did have that ending vibe. Yeah, I'm gonna end soon anyway. Make pizzas because it's 9:00 where I am. And my laptop's about to die too. See, yeah, we just covered that.
Yeah,
and then
they'll explain it on Twitter. Don't worry about it.
Marcus and Max thinks I'm friends with the creators.
Oh yeah, my best friends.
I wish.
Yeah, tell them what the hell are you doing. Kidding. Well, no.
Yeah, he was banned from Karate Stream for obvious reasons.
Oh yeah, dude, good God. Who you're talking about? The one animal guy?
Yeah, the animal guy. He's like, I won't talk about animals again.
Bro, Leave
And
your
then
animal fetishes to
bring
yourself.
up the Z thing.
Freaking weirdo.
Joy. Okay, I already read this. I'm just catching up with the chat, and then I'm gonna end it. Yeah, Tristan kind of just vanished.
Taco Tuesday late party, I guess.
Walter Wednesday.
Late party.
Walter Wednesday. Walter.
6 times, holy moly.
Should have said no comment. Okay. Yeah, but I'm gonna end the stream, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys next week. Subscribe to Cobra Kai Karate's channel.
And always remember, keep grabbing.
Don't dare say it.
Always remember, keep yanking. Boy, it's the sports outro. I can't say it.
Yeah. I was about to say, make sure you guys check us out on Sportsville on Friday.
And always remember, keep grabbing those balls.
God damn it. But yeah. I will see you guys next week. Bye-bye.